Hello everyone, I'm Envy. I'm a glad Windwalker monk, and I'm here to showcase talents, honor talents, conduits, and macros for beginner's guide into getting into arenas. So first off, we're going to go over conduits. I like to run Pelagos for the damage increase you get off combat meditation. The last one, let go of the past, is really whatever. It doesn't exist, in my opinion. It's bad. But the reason this is entirely viable is because the starting conduit and File of Patience, because it heals you instead of 20% for 55% of your max HP. However, it is now a heal over time effect. So what I like to do is run this in addition with Fort Brew and my emblem trinket to give me more HP. And with all that combined, it actually heals you for a very large amount. And even after like the bonus health of Fort and Emblem fall off, you're still going to be full healed because it's healing you for like 35, 40,000. It's a big healing, to be honest. I always run double 10 conduit. Fortifying ingredients you can get off of Stone Legion Generals and Castle Narath, whatever, the raid. And it is just a bonus shield on Fort Brew, which I find to be very helpful because I have died so many times through wall. It's not funny. And this helps you to survive a little bit longer to get your healer out of CC. Harm Denial. This is off of Sludge Fist. It is really, really good. It makes Reverse Harm, the honor talent, as well as Expel Harm actually heal for enough to maybe keep you alive. It's super strong with this. And if you have room for Potency Conduit, Coordinated Offensive is, I think, the best one by far. If you are Serenity, it'll change as text for Serenity be increasing. But if you are Storm Within Fire, it is just Storm Within Fire will increase your damage. Clea is awful. Mark it out, keep it for PvE. Like I have, this is my Mistweaver for dungeons and my tanking for like dungeons. It's just whatever. And then Forge Light Prime Owlman is really good against RMP and Rogue Mage and 2s. That's why I have this one set up as I do. Brawn is whatever. At most, they can help you keep somebody in combat in a very niche situation when it's actually active. Otherwise, this one doesn't exist. You're playing for these bottom ones. Charge Additive can be good, but it's just like the first one. It's niche. It's not really going to help you out that much. And monks, in my opinion, only have two good endurance conduits, unless you're actually playing a tank. And it is, of course, Fortifying and Harm Denial. So the third one is really unnecessary, and also Hammer of Genesis is just, it doesn't add anything to it. It's unhelpful. Sparkling Drift Globe Core is amazing. Having a pseudo leg sweep when you get low every 45 seconds is insane. It'll save you so many times. This is why this is viable. This is why this entire person is viable, is because of Drift Globe Core. If you don't want to run this, or if you're fighting Rogue Mage on a big arena where they won't be able to bum rush you and open early, there's an argument to be made about Soulstone Clamps to also get the offensive Potency Conduit. However, like Dalian Sewers, Lordaeron, like other small arenas where you have to set up your port and then play out of line side of your port and then have to stand still for 5 seconds and hope they don't open up on you by then, probably not going to happen. You can do this on Tolvaron, maybe. You can do this on like Empyrean Domain, maybe. But it's very niche. I think that this one is just a better version of it because they're both just trying to help you survive the opener without overcommitting, and this will help you survive the opener without overcommitting more so, in my opinion. So those are the conduits. Now we can go on to talents and then honor talents. So for talents, I very rarely change it up from Windwalker. So if you're running Keepers, in my opinion, you should always be running Serenity. If you are running Invokers, which is Invoker's Delight, Haste on Zwen, you should always be running Whirling Dragon Punch, in my opinion. And if you are going to be running Zwen's Treasure, I think the argument should be for Serenity. However, both can work. It's just CDR on Fist of Fury, on crits on Rising Sun King. But I prefer Invokers and Keepers. I think those two are the strongest right now. I think that if you are to make an argument for sustain versus one-shot, Keepers is the one-shot and Invokers is the sustain. Now, they both have a one-shot. Don't misunderstand that. It's just that Invokers is a cleave with doing a full rotation of the full Fist of Fury, the full Whirling Dragon Punch, and an RSK. And with Keepers, with cooldown reduction from Serenity and your Weapons of Order through being Kyrian, you can actually just literally Tiger's Palm for the debuff, RSK, Blackout with no downtime in between it. It just exists as that is. Dance of Chi-Chi should be baseline every time. Whenever you get a proc, it is insane damage. It's free. It does so much. It's just so good. Now, I get a lot of people asking about the 40 between Dampen Harm and Diffused Magic. Inner Strength is awful. It's too inconsistent. If you get CC'd, it just falls off, so you don't have any damage reduction. Against melee cleaves, obviously I run Dampen Harm, but against certain melee cleaves, I run this anyway. If there is a Ret Warrior, I'll probably run Diffused Magic, because Venthyr Warrior is more popular than any other form of Warrior right now, and Ret Paladin's big killing blow moves, like Divine Toll, Judgment, Wreck Bomb, and Templar's Verdict, are all actually magic damage. So if you see Seraphim come up, I oftentimes just throw out Diffused Magic, or I run Diffused Magic against any Twos comp that has a Priest, because being able to purge off mind games by myself has more often than not saved me and helped me win games versus trying to survive while mind games is on me. Dampen Harm is used against like Turbo, Windwalker, Enhancement, like anything that like has like no magical damage, or you won't get mind games if they don't have a Priest. That's how I done it. Ring of Peace is, in my opinion, almost always better than any of these. There's maybe you can run Karma against certain things, but like you run Karma to survive what? High damage or burst? Ring of Peace does that too. And Ring of Peace can also be used for peeling teammates. Tiger Sweep, yes, you can run it. Is it worth it? Probably not. Once again, you're just doing it to either one, secure a kill, which Ring of Peace can help you do, or peel, which Ring of Peace can help you do, but better. People like to run Fist of White Tiger or Ascension. I think Ascension's better baseline. I think if you run Invokers with Alpha Tiger and you don't want to put the buff for your one-shot in the opener, this can be used to get chi for your Invokers Whirling Dragon Punch one-shot, but I think Ascension's better anyway, because you can just use Expel Harm to get chi. Tiger's Lust always. Being able to dispel slows, being able to dispel roots is infinitely more valuable than ruling a little bit farther, and this doesn't dispel your slow if you use it while slowed. Chi Wave, always, in my opinion, because yes, they're about the same damage as Eye of the Tiger, however, Chi Wave breaks the combo based on your mastery. So mastery is combo strikes. Every move that you do that is not a repeat of the previous ability will do whatever your mastery percentage is more damage. Chi Wave is a new move, so you can just throw it in there for one, the bonus healing that it'll do, because the damage is negligible. Same with Eye of the Tiger, it's for the healing. But this won't break up the combo, so you can like spam a move, and this will break up the combo to get more damage out. As far as Armor Talents go, Turbo Fist is baseline even against casters, just because it slows. It is so infinitely valuable, and if you can cleave, it increases cleave damage. Reverse Harm, once again, in my opinion, always. Having the heal, like the chi increase is obviously nice, but you have to take it for the heal. The last one is always where people can change things if they want to. If you're not running Keepers and you're going to be kited a lot, I can see people running Disabling Reach or Ride the Wind. Wind Waker is bad, just don't pretend it doesn't exist. Same with Pressure Points, it doesn't exist. So these two don't exist, and now it's between these ones. Not Tiger's Eye, because it takes too long to build up. The meta is one-shots. The meta is not build up a resource and then spend a resource to get sustained damage out. So ignore this one too. It just doesn't exist. Grapple can be good against Rogue Mage. Grapple can be good against Ret Paladins and Enhancement Shamans. I personally don't run it for two reasons. And one's a bad reason, one's an okay reason. The bad reason is I don't have a keybind for it. I have everything maxed out to where I just don't have a good spot to put it in. It's just that easy for me. Second one is, I'm really good at knowing when a go is going to be done and when CC is coming out and when I need to kite, when I need to port, so I don't have to rely on grapple as a crutch. However, if you're new at the game and you don't know when the rogue is going to hard swap, you don't know when the enhancement is going to pop a sentence and like swap and try to kill someone, then by all means run it. It's not bad. I'm not trying to say it's bad at all. I just don't personally use it. The Sailing Reach is really good, especially in certain matchups. It just is. If you're being kited, it's great. Ride the Wind. Ride the Wind is the same as Sailing Reach in the sense of it's trying to help you not get kited, it's trying to help you stay on a target, except this is also for your teammate, but now it's on a cooldown, and you have to use your mobility with the thought process of letting your teammate use it as well. So in 3s, I'd use Ride the Wind. In 2s, if you're trying to stay on target, the Sailing Reach is probably going to be better. I run Alpha Tiger because I like going for a one-shot. I like knowing my windows to kill, and I like hard swaps on burst. So for macros, the ones that I like to run are a burst macro if you run a burst trinket, which right there on use, I don't run it. I like to run emblem and trinket. I just don't want to die. It's that easy. Disarm. Now you can run either focus macro targets or arena macro. And arena just lets you distinguish between arena target 1, arena target 2, and arena target 3 for Gladius. It lets you like sign that up. I don't like that because I do PvP outside of arenas, and I like to be able to do like in an RBG or in World PvP, I can still set someone to a focus with a keybind that I have to then still have my macros function. Now I also use mouse over macros, which a lot of people don't like. But like, so my dispel, I just scroll down, shift scroll down over target, I'll dispel a target. Focused Spearhand Strike, which is just your interrupt, always have one like this, always have one for your CC as well, paralysis, and for your slow. You want to be always able to slow targets without having to swap targets. For Tiger's Lust, I also have a mess over for that to get my teammates out of roots if it's needed, especially against balanced roots for the root beam combo. At Cursor for Ring of Peace means I don't have to like click and then click it. I just literally, wherever my keybind is, I just drop it immediately. There is no delay. It's much more accurate for me, and it's much quicker for me. This is an important one that a lot of people don't realize you can do, is bracket at arena pet 1 exist, knotted, no dead, and then repeat it again, and then for the last one, provoke. So arena pet 1, 2, and 3. And this will pet taunt, so the pet will now be attacking you during the duration of the taunt. And this has two uses. 1, keep the damage on yourself, keep the pets off your healers, keep the pets off your casters, let them get trinks, let them reset, let them not be able to be always pushed back on spell. Like, it's just better. And 2, against the hunter, specifically, before trap lands, because once you get good enough at knowing the fight against hunters, you're going to be able to tell when trap's coming. And you can actually pet taunt before trap lands if you're not pre-CC'd through intimidation or Hodge or whatever the case is. And the pet will then run over to you while you're trapped and then break it. But you have to taunt before the trap lands. But if you do that, the pet will almost always break the trap. Now, good hunters keep their pets on passive, so this doesn't work. But in lower end brackets, this is much more successful. And lastly, I have a default wall. A lot of people get angry that I overlap Emblem and Fort Brew. The people that get angry are the ones that don't play Monk. The amount of times that I've died through Emblem alone, the amount of times that I've died through Karma alone, the amount of times that I've died through Fort Brew alone is insane. I get destroyed through my cooldowns. I overlap them. Specifically the health increasing ones, because they all have drastically increased survivability when combined, because they're all versus health. So I always have this one first to make my health have an increased value baseline. So now I'm at 56k. Then I will Fort Brew. But yeah, that's my beginner guide.